That's it.
Oh,
what's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us. RDX podcast time. Yes, we are ready and willing, like many of you in the chat. We want to thank you guys so much for showing up and rocking out with us. It's the best, most positive, amazing show ever. And we're going to talk about some amazing, awesome topics with our phenomenal panel. And we're going to get to the panel and, of course, some topics. If you're here early, hit that like button. Let's give some shout outs to the patrons. And we're going to start with Captain Redbeard. We've got Lethal Papa. We've got Darish Knight, Prime Suspect. We've also got Michael Bowen, Channing Pennington, Guillermo Cabillo, Robert Prather, and Biggie 2316. Thank you guys so much. Also, I just released my first patron exclusive review. So, hey, if you're a patron, check that out. That's for exclusive. You guys, just kind of going, exclusive, right? So, hey, that's for them. So I gotta give a big shout out to the guys that go the extra. Give my thoughts on some things and kind of be a little bit more relaxed, kind of like the podcast, but in a video format. So once again, thank you guys so much. We've also got a Patron winner to announce for surprisingly what he chose to win, which is BioShock Collection. Viking Norm, I do believe, unless I wrote the wrong name. I'm pretty sure. I think it's Viking Norm. I think he goes by a different name of patron. So hit me up in the DMs, brother. I got your copy of your game. Thank you so much. There's so many awesome dudes in the drawing, and we got so much more to give away. So thank you for what you do. Cold Eastwood, how are you doing, sir?
Good. I'm just thinking here, dealer clause, giving away everything. Taking care. I'm okay. Like, life's super busy, not enough time to do everything we want, but it's cool to sit here and talk to everybody in the panel and talk to everybody in the chat and talk about stuff. So I'm glad to be here.
You're glad to talk about stuff.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Hey, just so you know, anyone can do what you do. It just takes time. Zalker, how are you doing, bud?
Doing great, man. Doing great, man. Good to be back on here. To be honest with you, I've been wanting to jump back into Halo 2 ever since yesterday, bro. Like, I've been craving it. Halo took me for a ride yesterday. It was awesome.
Yeah, Halo 2 on Master Chief Collection. You forget how epic that damn game is.
Yep.
Jeez. Fonzarelli, how have you been, bud? You sold your company, Fugal.
Yeah, Fugal is out, and I haven't got a video up lately because basically it's going to be my videos from now on are Epic Games exclusive to their store.
Well, you're gonna have a bunch of weird fucks in their underwears mad at you.
Hey.
And D-Batch is one of them. He hates Epic Store.
Damn it!
Hey, D-Batch, how you been, brother?
I'm good, man. I've been enjoying myself this weekend. I really got a lot of gaming in. I'm in a good mood. I'm ready to go, man.
Hell yeah! And speaking of good mood, we've got Crispy Smooth in here. How you been, bud?
Good. Are you coming to me twice?
Yeah, bitch.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm doing good. Crispy Smooth.
See how I'm testing him? See how I'm testing him and not having a forgetful memory? I'm doing that.
Forgetful mememory. Yeah. I'm just. I'm even better than
members.
Seconds ago.
I got you, Colt D. Okay, we're all good.
Yeah,
we're all good.
D, that's all that matters because we leave him out half the time.
He's the best of us.
You came to us.
Damn it!
He's the best of us.
And talented.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to the chat once again, guys. If you're joining us early, you're already here, hit that like button. We do appreciate it. We got a fun show for you guys today, full of just some down-to-earth, laid-back conversation and some great topics as well. Shout out to Lethal Pop in the chat, cracking skulls, and he will continue to do so. He's the T1000 of the chat. Do not fuck with him, okay?
Hey,
so give Lethal a big thumbs up. What's up, Fonz?
I just want to let you know I'm doing fine as well.
I already said something to you, Fonz.
Fugal.
I'm just letting you know.
I remember. I'm not talking to you. Your videos are on Epic Store.
Can you even talk on here anymore, Fonz, or are you NDA with Epic Store? What's going on?
No, I think
we got to get moving, motherfuckers. Okay, this is the kind of stuff they expect from us. We gotta get it on track, and we're gonna start with some of these Gears 5 features that have kind of spilled out. And you know what? Much of this is what we said that we had gathered from some of the stuff we were hearing. And here comes Clobriel, not insider, saying a lot of the same things and confirming some things as well. At least according to his track record, it's essentially confirmed. And Zalker did a big video on this, but I'm gonna go through this and just ring this off real quick and give our thoughts on Gears of War 5. Comes out this year, big features. So the play space is 20 times that of the previous games. Okay, so keep that in mind. We told you that little land sled in the trailer. You can take that to different areas. Meaning that Gears of War 5 has got some kind of semi-open world hub type thing going on. anything from the snow to the sand, the desert, etc. Was kind of referenced. So there's going to be different climates. It's going to be a really diverse map, and it's going to be very big. You can travel around. They've also got more colorful, diverse environments, as he also confirmed. Horde Escape, which we'll come back to. They've also got some signature brutality, and they've got some deep customization as well. Rob Ferguson also took to Instagram, I do believe, and said that he recently did something, got the chance to do something he has never done with Gears of War. They are doing some things very differently here, Zalker. What were your initial thoughts, seeing as you made a video on this, on something like Horde Escape? What do you think that is?
You know, I in the comment section of my video, a lot of people, I asked them, like, what do you think this is? Because we have no idea. And a lot of people had some awesome ideas. Like somebody was saying maybe it's like Left 4 Dead. You go through areas with your friends and Horde just keep attacking you and you try to get to like a safe house or a safe zone, kind of like that. Or you just keep fighting off things and securing like armies or stuff like that. So there's a bunch of like little ideas out there, but I can't wait to see what it is. But the biggest thing that got me was when he put biggest Gears areas, like you just mentioned, multiple areas being 20 times larger.
Well, we got to shout out to Sir X-Man real quick. Somebody's echoing, by the way.
Somebody's echoing.
You're echoing, dealer.
Me?
I think it's Fonz.
Yeah, I think it's Fonz. Fonz, there we go. See, it's fixed.
There we go.
It sounded so cool, though.
I know.
We went to the Epic Store. That's what happens.
Hey, I know. We got to shout out to Sir X-Man. Sir X-Man's always rocking out with us as well. What's going on, brother? But hey, Horde Escape, you know what it is? It's that thing they had in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, where you're playing the game, and in the middle of the map, there's a perpetual war going on between the zombies and the plants. Maybe it's like the locust and the cog.
That could be cool.
That would actually be really cool.
I know.
I think I'm just looking forward to seeing how the game's gonna play out single player wise. Like how many I just want to see Kate's story. That's something that he also reiterates is Kate's story, which we already know that she's going to be a vocal point. Obviously, she's probably the main protagonist. But I just want to see what her story is going to be like at the end. I want to see what happens. You know, I hinted in my video, Kerrigan. You know, I want to see some shit like that. I think that will really draw a lot of people to the story of Gears again and kind of be more invested within the lore of the world that they create. And maybe that's something that Rod Ferguson's talking about, is that they can expand on this lore, and it's something that they truly never really done to this level before.
The lore. Fonz, are you there, bud?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you in the Twilight? You in the fucking Phantom Zone? What's going on?
Nah, I just got a call from Epic. I'm cool though. I can
So you came into Gears 4. You weren't necessarily hyped off of your ass for it. You played it, and you're like, it's actually really good.
Yeah. No. Gears 4 is honestly a fantastic game. Great game. I'm looking forward to this. And you know what? It's what we wanted, right? A bigger Gears game and with new mechanics. That's what we're told is coming. We'll see. I can't wait.
Yeah. Also, we have to go back to deep customization and chat. This is where you come in, because we're feeding off of your ideas here. And of course, Fonz is going to incorporate them into Fugle. But deep customization, what do you think they're going to add to the game in terms of weapon customization, mod, armor kits, and especially Horde Escape? What do you think that is? Because that's very curious to me. But in terms of customization, Colt, what are you looking for? What do you need?
I want something kind of like we saw in Middle-earth Shadow War, where you pick up upgraded like armor pieces or just pieces that kind of customize your look, that maybe have like little small perks attached to them. Like a bigger active reload area for better damage, or double this, or a health boost, or health, something like that. Like just little things, like, because you just basically go through the game when you play Gears, and they add like a little bit where you kind of make the character your own in your own way, or some kind of progression system.
It's
added to Gears would make it really, really, really cool.
It sounds like you're asking for RPG elements.
Well, I mean, we know every game pretty much has RPG elements built in, and we enjoy those. But I think if you take like the light RPG elements, like the stuff we liked in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that they kind of add, and just kind of add something like that into Gears, would make it even more meaningful, especially if the game is more open world. It screams for something like that, for you to kind of progress your character beyond just getting better at active reloading and aiming.
Obi-Wan says, we just want 4K 60. And you know what? Apparently they're going to shoot for that in Gears 5. And according to what was said last, 60 FPS is kind of the mode they're shooting for, is the default on the X, right? So you're going to see like just a ridiculous looking game.
Gears 4 is like one of the best
Yeah.
looking 1080p 60 games on console. It looks phenomenal in performance mode. So
yeah, I would say 1080p 60 is fine with me. As good as Gears 4 looked, I'm ready for that.
All right, well, so just to sum those up, you've got 20 times larger play spaces. You're looking at some kind of open world with traversal. You've got some colorful, diverse environments. You've got Horde Escape, whatever the hell that is. Signature Brutality, so Gears 2 style executions maybe coming back for every weapon, stuff like that. Deep customization, and of course, Rod Ferguson talking about how he's doing things he's never gotten to do with Gears before. Big budget, bigger team than ever, more time than this team has had. And most of that tech they spent on Gears 4 that they took to build, all that time, it's already built. So they can build on top of it and modify it. And it's just a lot of good things going on there. Xbox Live increase in the UK. A lot of people freaking out about this, particularly the turds without, the ones that want, they're trying to get likes on Twitter and shit. So basically, here's what's going on with the Xbox Live increase over in the UK. They say it right in the post on the Xbox Live increase. It's due to changes in currency, the market there. Ever since, some political things happened over there, the currency's kind of come down a bit. And you know what? You got to pay a little bit more money because the money's worth less in itself. It makes, is this like, what's going on? Is this a megaton, Colt Eastwood? What's going on?
This is the only region it's being announced in. So, yeah, I asked you about this when I saw people like, oh my gosh, set the dumpster on fire. Dealer told me it's this because of this Brexit thing. Everything's changing around there, and I'm like, what's Brexit?
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast, yeah. Breakfast changed everything. Everyone knows that.
Dude, I love breakfast.
Yeah. I said breast fist.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
No, that's how kids say it. So anyway, that sucks.
Kids say it. What the?
So what are your thoughts on this, D-Batch?
I
don't know.
I honestly tell you, it's so messy over there going on with the Brexit shit, and it's kind of understandable. Of course, the currency, they're going through all this bullshit right now. They're still trying to finalize this deal, so their currency is in shambles right now. So it's understandable to see the price going up. It's not really going up in any other region, so I don't see why people are so like up in arms about it. Like, do you live in the UK? Is it like affecting you like
it's mostly
level?
not. It's mostly not customers that are up in arms because they understand exchange rates, right?
Yeah,
it's people that just saw a headline and don't like Xbox.
But this has happened with this has happened with Sony. Sony's increased their prices or changed some of their practices in the UK too, and I don't see a lot of people up in arms. Listen, these companies, they have to make money at the end of the day, and sometimes they have to do what they need to do. Sorry, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Anyone else got anything to say on this? We've all seen some of the especially in the chat. I'm sure some of you guys have seen some of these people on Twitter just really running this into the ground.
They just got to get ready for Watch Dogs 3 over there.
Oh man,
price increase up.
Well, hey, we got to give a shout out. We got to give a shout out to almost 400 people watching this live already, guys. Hit that like button. Share this where you share things. Let's try to get up to 300 for the end of the show. We all showed up. We got some Red Bulls and some energy, and somebody's about to say something. What?
But yeah, before you drop off that subject, somebody said something about how Xbox Live's worth it. Are they going to cut PS Plus in half since they're only giving out 2 games a month? I haven't heard about anything like that. Maybe we'll move on.
So you're saying PS Plus should be less money because they've decided to take some of the games they were giving away, they've cut them in half.
Yeah,
if you didn't know, PS Plus now does not give you PS3 or PSVR games where they used to. So now they give you half the games.
Is that still true? Are they just giving away 2 PS4 games instead of like 4 to 6 a month?
I think they're just giving away 2 Fonz.
Shots fired, Obi-Wan. I'm just kind of it's sort of shots fired.
All I hear is talk against my beloved Sony.
No, Fonz, for real. Do you know what's going on? Like just 2 games, or is it PSVR in there as well?
I believe it's 2 games still. I'm not sure about the PSVR stuff. Only 4% is really into PSVR over there? I don't know.
That bought it, yeah. I don't know. They could run out of PSVR games. Who knows?
Lofty in the chat said that the price increase actually now matches the price that the PS Plus says in the UK. He's in the UK. Not sure how if that's true, because I don't live there. But yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious if it is.
G-Man says Bond sounds like Tony Stark. Hey, tell us what happens at Avengers, huh?
They all die. They all
die. All right. Well, you heard it from Downey Jr. himself.
Pickles
They
and
all
donuts.
die. Hey, speaking of games, fuck 2 games. How about 6? The Xbox Game Pass Twitter account said, "What would you do if we release 6 more games?" Or here, let me actually read the shit before I just start fucking talking out of my ass. What if we announce 6 more games on April 10th? What do you think those games are going to be, Zucker?
I really don't have any idea. They didn't put out any of the little teasers that they used to do, right? Like with the Just Cause one with the insurance, or any of the little blurred ones where me and Colt are in our DMs trying to figure it out. We're like fucking putting puzzles together.
Rings.
Yeah, like Sherlock Holmes. Except
Get Randall Thor in here.
Yeah, get Rand. Yeah, so we. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping it's something pretty cool, but I'm not.
A lot of people are shouting Fallout 76. Like that would be a place to put that thing. Yeah.
I would play it if it were there.
I would too.
Ashtray Gaming, what's going on, brother? Salty's Game, what's going on, guy?
Salty.
We're talking about the 6 new games they're going to announce on the 10th, or rather tomorrow, for Xbox Game Pass. We're trying to figure out what it is. We're using our decoder rings. We got the Cracker Jack boxes and everything, and we can't figure it out.
You know, I'm actually kind of happy that they're bringing it out on the 10th, because it's almost everything. It's almost confirmed that the sale, like the spring sale, is coming next week. A lot of people in Reddit have talked about it. They're saying they think the sale's coming next week. And so, I mean, it's kind of cool for them to bring out the games on Game Pass first. Because I remember back in, I think it was August, they had a bunch of stuff that went, Doom and stuff like that was on sale. Then they brought it on Game Pass and people already bought it during the sale. And they were like, what the fuck? And they got all mad and lost their shit. And they're like, I mean, God, I could have saved $4. And they got so irritated with it. But I mean, it's kind of cool that they changed that and they're bringing it out on the 10th. I just wish they brought out the little hint thing so we can do our puzzle solving.
Yeah,
I really like that. That was so cool. But
they generate a lot of hype and buzz when they do that too. It works really well.
Carlos Garcia in the chat says Xbox sucks.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Carlos Garcia.
He's got that suction attachment.
He's just kidding though. Carlos Garcia and I go way back. He's got pretty big gamer score. Plays on Xbox all the time. He loves it.
Yeah, he messaged me yesterday. He's like, man, I fucking hate PlayStation. So I don't know, man. I don't hate PlayStation. But Carlos, teach their own, buddy. So basically, yeah, you're looking at 6 more games announced for Game Pass there soon. And we've got some turds on Twitter complaining that Game Pass is on sale. It's going to be on sale for 4 months ahead of E3, right? For $1 a month, right?
3 months, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So they're complaining. They're like, Microsoft are only doing this so when they get to E3, they can brag about their numbers for Game Pass. For one, you cringy fucks. We already know Game Pass. Game Pass, goddamn Colt. We already know Game Pass is doing ridiculously well. Phil Spencer confirmed millions of subscribers at XO last year, right?
Yeah.
And by time E3, that's been damn near the better part of a year since then. We know it's gone up. It's a ridiculous value. I don't know why people keep trying to demean and belittle this service. It's almost a must-have for a lot of people. So, they're complaining about this, Colt. Why? For one, don't businesses exist to kind of tout their own thing? And do you think they'll even tout the number at E3 like some of these people think?
They're not trying to boost up their numbers for an E3 brag, because number 2, which you didn't get to, is they don't tell people what numbers they have. They're not going to tell how many subscribers. They'll tell how many people are on Xbox Live. They won't tell you how many people are on Gold, right? So, you morons, they're putting this promotion for the spring and summer season to get people busy playing games. They're just trying to make some good money. And
so instead of these people saying, hey man, fucking phenomenal value, $1 for 3 months, they're like, oh, they're doing this to boost their numbers.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. What a reach to find a negative in such a cool thing. People who have tried Game Pass or are in it know it's an incredible value.
Let me ask you this, D-Batch. Have you seen these same people complain when Sony has their sales for PS Plus or PS Now?
Of course not. Of course not. Because when Sony's doing it, it's a great deal. Oh, it's a great deal. PlayStation Plus is on sale for the next 3 months. Oh, you can stack it. and they go crazy. It's a bunch of bullshit. In fact, I think Microsoft might even introduce their Game Pass for the window for PCs. I think you might even see that close to the launch of that sale, which would really help, put that service over. So I don't think it's a bad thing. At the end of the day, let's say I saw someone put up some stat up there. Someone said, say just 1 million people get that Game Pass service. That's $1 million a month that they just got out of nowhere. You know, it's just extra revenue. It's a good thing all around. It's good for consumers. So like,
I mean, the biggest barrier to Game Pass is just trying to get people in the door to see what a great deal it is. There is no question of if it's a great deal. It is. No matter what anyone says, it is. Like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard somebody try to talk this shit down, right? But they got to get people in the door, and I think a lot of those people will stay past that month. That's their goal.
Yeah.
NASCAR, what's going on, buddy?
I don't see the point of hating on this. I mean, Game Pass is relatively in its infancy. Like, honestly, it's only been around for what, like, not even 2 years or something like that. It's fairly new. This is what they do. Like, when a restaurant opens, they're like, hey, we got this card, buy one sandwich, buy 10 sandwiches, you get another one free, right? They want you to keep coming back. Like, that's what people do in business. It's good business to get people on here. Like, that's the whole point of this. And I kind of did some research on the 6 games, and one of the ones that people are talking about, and I don't quote me or anything, it's just Reddit people like kind of putting shit together. They say that Wolfenstein 2 might be one of the games coming.
Oh,
because of, and don't, then this is just people talking shit.
I'm gonna put it down the court of records.
Zucker confirmed it. Wolfenstein 2 Game Pass.
They said that they've had a good relationship with Bethesda, and they think maybe because the new one's coming out that they might want to get people in Game Pass to play Wolfenstein 2.
Sure.
So, right? And they had the first one in there. So, I mean, but just just all the games on there, like Just Cause 4, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like these games are just great. And I'll be honest, I don't think that Xbox is making profit off of Game Pass right now. I think it might be losing the money because that's a business plan that people do. That's what Netflix did. That's what a lot of people did. Amazon is that they buy content to put on their service so people go on it, and they take a hit for the first 4 years or 3 years. And that's what I think Game Pass is doing. They're just trying to get people to see the value, like Dealer said. And then later on, when they start hitting these first-party studios, it's going to make money. So I
wouldn't say that they're losing money on it right now. I'm not saying they're making a bunch of money, but their most successful, most profitable year in Xbox history last year, right? I mean,
that's so weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go with, they're probably making a little bit of money on it already, right, Fonz?
Yep. I don't know. Yep. I don't know about them losing money with Game Pass either myself. They're probably not making a ton of money, but I think it's still profitable. I would think it is.
Yeah, it's probably only going to grow as time goes on, or at least hopefully, right? So,
but I can understand what Zucker's talking about, like with the Netflix business model and what they did. It makes good business sense. I mean, because you have to invest heavily to make money in return. So, I mean, it makes sense.
And that's why they're pushing for so much of their own content. They don't got to pay Disney $300 million to get those movies on there, right? Sir X-Man says it's like Hulu or Netflix. You get it and then forget it. Exactly, sir. That's what I've been saying. Like, I've been paying for Netflix all year, and I've only used it a handful of times. But I accept it as, I take a $10 L every month in case I want to watch something, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think Game Pass is in a far better light than what Netflix is. Like, Netflix just paid, I think it was $500 million for just Friends to keep Friends the show. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think it's in a better.
300. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. I don't think games cost that much. I think sales of games go down a little bit. I think it's easier to put games on there, and I think they have better relationships with people. But the movie and the show industry or the TV industry is fucking crazy. How much money? That's why I think Netflix is competing so much, but they're also in debt, right? Reports of debt. I don't think they have that problem with Microsoft and Game Pass.
Yeah.
I want to. Sorry.
Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
No, I just want to know why people are always complaining about Game Pass and they never mention the great value that it is. Like you guys said, there's no way I'm ever going to get rid of Game Pass. It's such a good value. On the Xbox platform, I'm going to get those games anyways. And I'm actually saving money now opposed to the years before when they didn't have Game Pass. And then I didn't expect them to have so many third-party games in it as well. I thought it'd be more focused around, their exclusives and maybe like some indies, but we're getting some good, third-party games in there as well. This is a great value. And anyone that hates on this, I'm sorry, you're not a gamer. So you get so many games at your disposal for such a low price. Come on.
Yeah, there's so many non-gaming motherfuckers out there. That's why I leave. We all leave our gamer score open. Like, hey, go through, look through it. Like, don't ignore some of the stuff in there. But look through it and
like
have a good
you
time,
playing
right?
Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Taylor.
I couldn't. I talked about that last week, and I just had to stop. I was like, why am I forcing myself to play this glitchy turd? Like, I had so much stuff to play, right? So I just couldn't do it. But a lot of people talking about some stuff in the chat. Some people in this community are frustrated, right? And that's fine. They can do whatever they want. But I look at the reasons why. And a lot of times you'll hear people doing streams and they're frustrated and they're upset with Xbox. A lot of times it's because they can no longer say, hey, fuckface, you got to buy an Xbox to get these games. My games are here and you got to come get it. It's all fanboy bullshit, right? And we've all been there. But I like to think a lot of us have grown and said, hey, what's pro-consumer? Do I get my games where I want them? Like, can I sign in over here and play them if I want? Even though, you know, I got a PC, but I play Xbox 99.5% of the time, right? It's a choice. It's an option. And I don't think people shouldn't get upset over options. And you can't force feed options to people either. They're options. Options are options. They're choices. You can't force feed choices, right? So, you know, some of it's irrational, ridiculous. To me, like, we criticized the free-to-play paywall. We're actually the podcast that really brought that up and made that a big fucking issue. I remember Colt really started hammering that when we started talking about it on the show and all that stuff. We criticized that, but in terms of having your games where you want them, if you want them there, you don't have to have them there or stream. I'm not going to freak the fuck out and fearmonger over some dumb shit like that. That's not even happening right now. We don't do that here. We criticize real issues like this free-to-play paywall. Like, that's a real issue. You know, Xbox is the only platform in the world where you got to pay to play a free game on it. Only one in the world. And that's an issue, right? A real issue that deals with consumerism, and it's not pro-consumer, and that should change, and it probably will. So until it does, we'll criticize that, but we're not going to go and shit all over streaming stuff that's not even out, and we don't know how half this stuff is going to work. We're not going to cry over it, right? So that's just us. Like, we're not overly negative or ridiculous or irrational. We like to kind of talk about the good stuff in gaming, right, Cole?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, that's. I think people spend too much time like digging around the dumpster looking for something to be shocked and upset about. And I don't know. I like to talk about what I enjoy, but I mean, it's interesting. That's how it is. But that's how the podcast is too. So,
hey, we gotta give a shout out to over 500 people watching us live, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 300 live for the end of the show, and 1,000 if you're watching after the fact. Fonzarelli, you have any thoughts?
No.
Okay.
No thoughts at all about this.
I
already told you. You know what, man? I sold Fugle. I don't, talk.
You're
about
rich.
it
Like you said, fuck it, bitch. I'm rich. I'm out.
I'm done, bro. I'm done.
Okay.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, dealer, wholeheartedly. I think the fear mongering needs to stop. I think people need to play some fucking games instead of sitting there talking and complaining about shit that, about 8 months ago to a year ago, they were so happy. And then now, just because games are going to be fucking everywhere, they get angry.
We don't even know how that's going to work. Like, they freaked out with the Switch thing, and then we heard the Switch thing isn't happening, and then it's like, and these are the same people that freaked out over Game Pass. I want to remind all of you, these are the same people that didn't want the Xbox One X when they heard about it. They're like, oh, this is different. I'm scared, and they fearmongered the Xbox One X. There's a long history here, right?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, honestly. Like, nobody on this panel or anybody, like, maybe even in the chat, nobody's missing out on anything. You have the choice to go buy whatever the fuck you want, to play whatever you want.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. Like, I have a PlayStation that I play only exclusives for. I'm not missing out on anything. And I have my Xbox to play everything else and my PC to play first-person shooters and strategy games. That's the way, personally, how I like to play my games. But I'm not going to just sit there and fearmonger everything and say, I cannot believe I chose this over this. It's like, there's no choice, man. It's fucking games. Yeah, that's like what it is.
It's like the person who says, I'm switching to PlayStation. I'm like, you've had a PlayStation for 3 years. What do you mean you're switching?
Like, it's going into HDMI 1.
I know all of us here have been called a fanboy at least 1 or 7 billion times. But the guy who says, I'm switching to PlayStation, and they've had one for years, and they still have an Xbox or an Xbox One X, that's a true fanboy. They make an absolute statement that they're going to sideline their Xbox and only play on a PlayStation where the games play better on his or her Xbox One X. They're going to play on their PlayStation while they wait 6 months from Spider-Man to Days Gone to play the next banger. Look, we're going to buy Days Gone. We're all going to play it here. The people are way too absolute. Stop worrying about the platform that you don't play on. Stop worrying about the YouTuber or person on Twitter that you don't like or you don't listen to. Why are you listening to these people? It's crazy.
Oh, you know what?
Absolutely nuts.
I think I should start making videos. Every time I switch a game and I play on the PlayStation or I play on the Xbox, I should make a video on it saying, I'm switching to Xbox, guy.
I switched the HDMI, fellas.
I'm switching my HDR on now.
I'm switching to HDR. Fuck SDR.
Two spin slots in the chat says, to be honest, I'm sick of turning on YouTube and seeing anti-Microsoft stuff. Well, I mean, it's kind of the bed that was made because they've made a lot of missteps, a lot of mistakes, and some dumb decisions this year. But the weird thing is, like, we've all had a blast on our Xbox Ones, like, for the past 5 years. And if you bought a PlayStation, you had fun there. Like Zocker and I and Dealer are exactly the same. Like we only turn on that PlayStation when their new game's out. Like last time I powered mine on, I'm not joking around, not trying to throw shade. Last time I powered it on was when I played Spider-Man, an absolutely awesome game.
And I just tried to re-download Spider-Man because for some reason my PlayStation deleted it. After it told me it was shut off wrong, it took 3 updates to fucking get it to work right, I guess. I can't stand that.
Check your hard drive, by the way. Check your hard drive.
Spider-Man was deleted, randomly deleted itself, so I had to re-download 62 gigs, and that took 7 hours over PlayStation Network.
Damn.
On 400 megs down.
Damn.
That was ridiculous. I don't know what's going on there. Like, what was your internet? No, it wasn't my fucking internet. Download shit on the Xbox that much in 30, 40 minutes, like nothing. So I don't know what the deal is there, but hey, Rumple Foreskin, thank you so Rumple Foreskin. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. We do appreciate it. Hey, I'm just saying we're not all gonna cry about the same shit, especially stuff that's not even real yet. Like, so
yeah, but let's be real. But let's be real though, Dealer. I mean, this has to be said too. It's obvious why certain YouTubers are switching to PlayStation and just bashing Xbox. Look at their views. That's what they're going for. It's just BS.
Even their subscribers, I think, not even pointed out. Like, hey, you've made this video 5 times, buddy. Like, get the estrogen out of your system,
and they're still getting views every time they make a video on the same damn subject. It's pointless. It's petty. It's
all right.
stupid.
Are we talking about anyone in particular here?
We're talking about you, D-Batch.
Yeah, you fucking fraud.
No.
Fraud on the panel.
You don't even have to say anybody in particular. There's a lot of them out there that do it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't take and I'm gonna say this. I'm sorry, but a lot of these people that we're kind of hinting at, I think everybody knows who we're talking about. And there's multiple of them, like Fonz just said.
And we don't talk about other people by name.
These people say, oh, all I care about are the games. Well, you know what? And a lot of your videos and a lot of your shit, your podcast, whatever you talk to, you don't talk about games. You just talk about horse shit, fanboy shit, and you don't play games. So I'm just gonna fucking leave it at that.
No, the person I was hinting at doesn't have a podcast. So I mean, see, apparently there's so many people that do this dumb shit, and it's so cringy because they literally were telling people, "Fuck God of War, I don't need God of War, I got State of Decay 2." And then then they go and they make these PlayStation videos now. It's like, hey, we could all do that and we could do a much better job than you, but there's a tiny bit of dignity here, right? So it is what it is. Sir X-Man in the super chat says, does PSN show and profile how long on PSN? Like,
you better read that slowly again.
Yeah, okay, I need to. Sorry. Does PSN show and profile how long on PSN like Xbox?
Yeah.
So basically, how long does it show how long you've had PSN? I'm not sure. I don't boot the thing up unless there's like these guys, some game that I want to play.
PSN also doesn't tell you how long you've played a game. You can't track your hours. You have to guess or log it yourself.
Guess.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
if you went to the Sony the actual website, like on the net, you might be able to see when you joined the PSN network or the PlayStation Plus. But I don't think it tracks your hours per se like that. I don't think so.
Well, in either case, we're done talking about dumb shit. Like, that's not what we do on the show, but there's just a lot of you talking about it in the chat, and we kind of for once just jump in on it and give our take because we watch it, right? We watch everything from these guys trying to go viral with their dumb shit to motherfuckers lying in videos and not linking anything to everything, and we're here seeing it all. We know so much behind the scenes. It's so much worse than you think, and we're just here trying to talk about games, and we're not trying to talk about all that, so we do apologize, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on to the topic. Chat, thanks for rocking out with us. And let me try to find out where I was just a second ago. That'd be great. Blue Point. There was a big rumor that Microsoft, and many of you might remember this, that Microsoft were working with a developer that was famous for doing Sony remasters, and that would be Blue Point. Blue Point's one of them, not saying that this is true. That needs to be out there first and foremost. But Blue Point Games says that their next project is a re-envisioning that goes beyond their work on Shadow of the Colossus. And like I said, combine that with the rumor that Microsoft are placing a third party with some kind of project. Could Blue Point maybe be remastering, which would be cool. But once again, I'm not convinced it's true. I just figured I'd throw it out there. Some people are connecting the dots here. It's a theory. I don't know.
Tell us.
I got it.
I don't know, man. Like I'm saying,
talk.
Blue Point making a game. Blue Point rumor maybe working on an Xbox game. Are they working on an Xbox? Is a new Xbox game? What's going on, Colt Eastwood?
I got
I don't know.
I can talk about it.
Zucker can talk about it. How about that?
Yeah, so I made a video a few months ago. Then there was a rumor that Xbox, not with a studio that remasters, but they said a studio that exclusively has worked with Sony for quite some time. And a lot of people thought Blue Point because after
Somebody
Shadow
got a dog whistle in the background, and how come I can hear it?
I have no idea. Anyways, so there's a dog. No, but so people thought it was Blue Point because it was very murky of what their next project was. And so like they did the Uncharted and they did Shadow Colossus, and now it was pretty murky what they're working on. And then I've kind of connected the dots saying maybe they're kind of tired of doing just remasters, that they wanted to kind of expand their creative freedom and do something like a re-envisioning or maybe an entire new game. And
is this a Zalker exclusive? I mean,
this is a Zalker exclusive coming out of my ass.
Okay.
So, but now that they say this, I mean, it's kind of been hinted, and like a lot of people from Reset Era, some people that have credibility, and even I think Clobriel even talked about that Blue Point might be that target that they were looking at. Mm-hmm. And so for them to talk about this next project and the re-envisioning does kind of fit the thing. It's actually some fucking asshole outside my house on it.
He's like, yeah. So basically, you're saying, there's cause for some people are saying Demon Souls. Somebody said Metal Gear Solid 1. Here's what I had said a long time ago: that very few people in the world knew this, but I had heard that Blue Point were working on Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, a remake. Right? I had heard that. I talked about this forever ago. It was almost a year ago now, and I said that I heard it was supposed to be unveiled at E3. It never showed up. Maybe you'll see it this E3. Maybe you'll hear an announcement soon. But that's what I heard they were working on, Snake Eater. And
on whose stage?
I don't know. Probably Sony. Nope, Sony. Not Sony's, right? But that's good because E3 is irrelevant. So, Snake Eater, apparently. And it will be coming to all these platforms.
Snake Eater featuring 2 Sweener dogs.
Oh my god!
Oh, what a great video on YouTube.
I mean, that could be it. I don't know. But I know Blue Point make quality stuff, and maybe they'll eventually make their own thing. But they're kind of the number one remaster studio right now.
Jose Segura keeps saying Demon Souls.
Could be.
That's an old one.
Assassin's Creed. There was an update in Division 2 that showed a Viking-esque character holding the Apple of Eden. It kind of added it in the game like a poster, right? And then it was leaked via somewhere else, apparently, that their next game, Assassin's Creed Kingdom, it probably won't be called that. We don't know. It might be a code word or a keyword or whatever, but it will be focusing on Vikings and releasing in 2020. Remember, this year they released the AC3 remaster. They released the excellent Assassin's Creed Odyssey in 2018. Bonzarelli, this is something we had literally just talked about in parties a couple months ago and was hoping it was true. Zalker, Colt, everyone, we were all talking about this. This sounds pretty badass. What are your hopes, and do you think it's real?
I don't know. Maybe they'll bring back, maybe they'll make the Assassin's Creed Origin 60 frames mode D was talking about.
D, is that no? Never mind. That's so long ago. We gotta give D break back.
It's one of those things where like, what else can they do? 60 frames? I don't know.
No. I think you're right. There's 2 different places that Assassin's Creed is supposed to go, and one is feudal Japan, which I hope they don't, since we just got Sekiro and Ghost is coming next year. I think the Viking things. This where there's smoke, there's fire. Vikings makes total sense because they just honed the ship battle combat back again for Odyssey.
I thought we kept hearing that it was a Roman thing.
I hope not.
Keep in mind, though, this is in Ubisoft's very own game, Division 2.
Well, the biggest teaser that they had was in Odyssey itself. If you go to the highest peak, I think in Laconia or whatever, there's a sword in the stone in the mountain. Like it's right there. So I found it, and then you can look it up on YouTube and find it. So I think it's going to be, you're playing kind of like we're around King Arthur, and I think you're going to be basically fighting against Vikings against the invasion, right? So that's what I think it's going to be, because that the Ubisoft does hint games a lot within their the next game that they're going to work on, and for that to have like a sword in the stone at the highest peak of the mountain that's blatantly obvious is pretty big hint that this is probably going to be like about kingdom and basically the Anglo-Saxons and all basically the Vikings coming in and invading, and you're repelling them. I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
I'd rather be a Viking.
Yeah, same.
I mean, who knows? Maybe you're the
Doctor,
Viking.
I'd rather be a fucking Viking, okay?
Okay.
Doctor.
Well, then you know what? I'll be there to fucking kill you when I'm King Arthur.
Jeez. Hey, it's gonna be in Rome again. Watch, it's gonna happen.
No, they've already been to Rome 3 times.
I know, but that was like a rumor that was swirling around just recently, and
I don't
hope
care
not.
what time in Rome. So Crazy Greek dude says it'll be ancient Rome, not Renaissance Rome. I want something different. I think Vikings would be incredible, and they already built For Honor 2 years ago. Like, just do it.
Oh,
Hey, Vikings are
never land in here talking about MLB. Who gives a fuck about MLB the show? Come on. Yeah, there's baseball fans out there, but give me a break, buddy. Come on.
Yeah, and don't in the same breath say, "Well, Forza." Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, come on now.
You know, I kind of want Assassin's Creed to go kind of like crazy. I want them to go like in a World War II setting.
well,
Like, have you ever seen Saboteur? That game Saboteur, where it's
yeah,
black and
Saboteur
white?
is awesome.
Yeah, that like something like that. Like, just change it up a bunch. Like, really, like take a game and like give a developer like time to make it, and then just be like, here's some fucking crazy shit that we made. And there's a dog.
there's a guy again.
Yeah, I'm about to go outside and Stone Cold stun him.
are you sure he's not trying to break into your fucking house with a power grid?
I don't
Here's
know.
the thing.
I think you're preparing something.
That guy followed you from the gym, bro. I'm just saying.
You're
Probably
getting away.
did.
was my deodorant.
You ain't getting away, motherfucker.
But I think I think feudal Japan would be awesome. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
First,
Well, hey, I think it would be awesome if we got some more people to hit that like button. Finger bang that like button is just under the title there. We got well over 500 people watching us live, almost 600, and we would appreciate it. Maybe share this where you share things.
yeah.
We're trying to be the bestest, most positive show around. It's our new metric. No, we're
real
just kidding.
positive
We're just
today.
kidding. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Assassin's Creed Vikings also heard this from a pretty reliable source, Fonz, that this is actually probably more likely to not real, and I'm hoping for it. So fuck you.
Okay, but you know what? When they go to Rome, I'm gonna say, "Told you so."
Oh gosh.
Oh man,
Is
I'm
it
gonna
gonna
throw
be on
myself
Epic
out the
Games
window.
Store?
Hey, remember,
Oh.
Dealer, when you and I saw the first gameplay for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and we're like, oh gosh.
I
Oh,
remember.
geez.
I
Remember
remember.
And Zucker's like, how dare you disrespect my heritage? And I can't.
And I literally yelled Malaka. I said Malaka. And I remember Dealer and Colt going, we're going to wait for reviews 2 days into the game. Dealer's like, I haven't slept. This is
I haven't slept in 6
Zucker's
years.
like-
Like, it's only been out for 2 days.
Zucker's like over there, like hunched over like a bowl of hummus, eating it with his fingers, like, how dare you disrespect my
hummus.
game?
Greeks
Zucker
don't
had-
have hummus.
Zucker-
How dare you?
Zucker
sir?
had a bias, though. The motherfucker's Greek, so of
No,
course
and
he.
then the game ended up being absolutely incredible. We loved it. So
Yeah.
So we'll
I
see.
just wanted to wait for the reviews because, like many of you, I was like, I don't know. Like, this kind of looks like
Mm-hmm.
Origins. I'm not sure. Like, I liked Origins, but it wasn't quite the RPG I needed it to be. And then Odyssey came out and just destroyed. Like, it was
By the
great.
way-
It's not as good as Witcher 3, but
Mocha
it's up
Smiley says Mayans or Aztec would be cool. I totally agree. Yeah.
Well,
I think
Hey,
that would be cool. And that's another rumor that's been swirling
there. Cole,
around.
can I get you to read this Meat Puppets? Oh, Jesus Christ, these names, guys.
I love
Hey,
it.
can you read Meat Puppets super chat real quick? Can I figure out this topic thing?
All right, Meat Puppet says, I have 2 questions. Any update on xCloud? And number 2, is there any chance of consoles allowing gamers to play retro games on the system without modding it? Maybe even offer it as a paid service. Good show.
Which council is he talking about?
Oh, stop it, Fonzies. So he says, any update on xCloud? No, we haven't heard anything, and we're not going to hear anything till E3.
Oh, we have heard that it will be at E3.
Yes.
Definitely, but that's common sense.
And no, I don't think retro games are going to go on the console unless they have those remasters or those
Yeah.
like
Malaka.
Sega Sega bundles and stuff. But
And
yeah, that's a holdback.
I've heard straight from the Jedi Council that they don't mind these retro games. So
Hey,
Right.
NASCAR Allo says AC Odyssey is the best AC for him. No, it's just the best one, period. Like, sorry, there is no opinion here.
The
It's the best
Atlantis
one.
DLC. The Atlantis DLC drops this month, or it starts this month, people. So get ready for that. That's
Delilah
Good,
HD. Delilah HD. Shout out to her. She says xCloud works, and I'm hearing good things about it too. But if it's anything like Stadia, it better not have all that damn latency.
Exactly. Here's the thing: Stadia works. That doesn't say much, right?
Well, not according to that
PS Now
leaked
works.
footage we've gotten, right?
Yes, now works.
Mm-hmm.
Like
PS
shit.
Now. Yeah, PS Now.
Boy,
So
it works.
Vikings, hey, Vikings, apparently, you know, could be seeing Vikings. You never know. They might unveil it. Well, they don't usually unveil Assassin's Creed a year before, do they? They usually unveil it the same year, don't they?
No, they're banking off Assassin's Creed 3 to carry them through the year. You know,
But no, that bank already crumbled and destroyed itself.
I can't wait to play that, man. I don't care what you say.
So Sea of Thieves, real quick,
Oh,
we occasionally have to talk about Sea of Thieves. And you know, we got some
Everyone,
Sea of Thieves,
shut up.
we got some Sea of Thieves fans in here, right? So
He says fan. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
hey, Delilah, it's fair game. It's in the chat.
You weren't supposed to say it out loud. It's in chat.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's
man.
so cool though.
But hey, we do
It
appreciate it nonetheless. Like I don't know. Don't worry, no one watches this show. So and we do got to talk about Sea of Thieves and the fact that they got a massive update coming. Just real quick, there's going to be some narrative stuff added. All I can say is we're hearing good things about that, and yes, we have heard some good things about that. It may even make some people go back to it, like myself, at least for a little bit of time. And also the arena stuff for the insiders. Zach, I'm sure you're up to date on all this, but give these people the latest in like less than 30 seconds, bud.
Oh, geez.
The arena is going to be pretty awesome. You're going to be fighting a bunch of people. I think there's going to be like 5 or 6 crews in there. You're going to be trying to gather as much treasure as you can. And at the end, whoever has the most treasure or turned in the most treasure wins. So it's kind of like a all-out war, kind of cool shit. You'll be able to shoot people's like sails down and cut it in half. You'll be able to do a bunch of shit. There's going to be fishing, harpooning. You can like harpoon sharks and the megalodon and harpoon on the ships, which is pretty cool.
Are you going to be able to power drill through your neighbor's house like your neighbors?
I don't know. Right when I talked, he literally had the longest drilling he's ever had. I've been muting my mic as much as I can. Fucking asshole. I'm about to go out there and roundhouse kick him.
He's
Anyway.
about to get in your house right now.
I mean, he should have got in by now.
Is that you whistling, Colt? Like that really makes things way worse. Just so you know. Jesse, no, Sea of Thieves is cool. Shut up. All right,
Hell
to
yeah!
each their own. To each their
Anyways.
own.
And the story thing is like apparently going to be really voice acting, narrative, and you're going to be doing like I don't know, like they kind of hinted at like dungeons, kind of like you're going to go in and solve puzzles and stuff like that to find treasure and do a bunch of stuff. They've kept that very close to the vest, so we're not going to learn about that till way later in the month.
You better
And
put
there
the
is
flak
the
jacket
drill.
on. You better get ready. Motherfucker's almost through your wall.
You still eat bananas? You put a banana in the steel pipe?
Does a skeleton still? Does a skeleton still eat a banana and come back to life, huh?
Jeez. Oh, you know what?
Go ahead.
That Sea of Thieves DLC sounds dazzling.
Wait, what's the word the Fonz use? Or that D? What's the word you use when you don't like something? When you say it's bull crap?
Malarkey?
There you go. All right, what else we got? We got questions, don't we?
Oh man, I'm just reading questions from the chat and things people are saying randomly. We got one question off Twitter that is just kind of a joke, but as you guys know, when I put up the RDX chat or RDX post on Twitter, I now include the question for the podcast. Like, you got any topics or questions you want us to talk about live? Put it underneath the RDX post itself, and we got kind of a joke on there. But Sea of Thieves, big update coming. Hearing good things about it. Take that if you're a big Sea of Thieves fan, then be happy with that. And someone just died. Epic Games debacle continues, and we want to run through this real quick because I'm continuously mind-fucked at the fact that all these PC guys are crying so hard, right? While championing console exclusives. So for one, you got to buy a PS4 and Xbox to get whatever games, right? And on the PC, you just got to download something. So it's not really exclusive because you still have access to it.
They're not
you
mad
own,
that
right?
God of War is so great that they bought themselves a PS4 so they could play it, but they're mad because they have to download a different launcher that has problems, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
Can I? You know what? I got to say something on this. Playing most of my games on the PC, I do understand where some of these people are coming from. There's a lot of deficiency in the Epic store. They're they're missing a lot of features, like game sharing, account sharing, like the damn search bar. Like they're missing a lot of features. Like it's bare bones.
Well, I mean, Steam at one point was bare bones. Origin at one point was bare bones. Battle.net. I mean,
yes, it was. But the fact that a lot of these games are just being there exclusively, it irritates a lot of PC guys.
Of course. Like, don't you think there are people that wanted to play Spider-Man on their fucking Xbox? But they got to pay $400 or $300 to play it.
Yeah, but
you motherfuckers just download some shit.
Yeah, you don't understand though the whole PC mindset, the whole ecosystem is basically open.
It's not though.
How is
it's
it?
It's not in that sense, but in a sense, PC gamers feel that it's open. That's why they don't like the Microsoft Store, and that's why
it's just as open as a console. Like if you want to play Mass Effect Andromeda, you have to download or you have to be logged into Origins, and then you can launch it, and you could buy Mass Effect Andromeda wherever you want. You can buy it on CD Keys, Green Man Gaming, G2A. You can buy it at a store, and still it launches through Origin. It's the same as a console. Like a game like Halo 5, you can buy it on Amazon, Shopko, Walmart, GameStop, Xbox.com. It's like almost the same.
At the same time, though, Origin has most of the features that these other launchers have, and if they had their shit up to par, I don't think people would care so much.
Well,
it's not their games.
I think people on PC just needed to kind of read the tea leaves, man. For years, it's been like this. People were pissed off about the Battle.net launcher. Then they were pissed off about Origin and Battlefield not being on, Steam or anything like that. Everybody just gets angry to get angry on PC, and they think that it's this big open thing, and it's not. It hasn't been open for years.
They were pissed off at Steam themselves when they first launched.
I know. I was there. I was one of the people that was pissed off because I was the one. I love playing. I played Counter-Strike a shit ton, and I was like, wait, what do I have to download? What the fuck is this thing? Steam? And then I downloaded it just to play Counter-Strike because I loved playing Counter-Strike.
You're like, oh, good, I don't have to install.
And then WoW came out, and like nothing else mattered. But the whole point is like everybody got mad, bro. Everybody's just angry because they have to download another launcher. Get over it. It's been like that for years. Yeah.
And let's be honest, like I hear totally different things coming from different people, PC guys. I was on a podcast with this PC guy who literally said that he doesn't want to have anything to do with the Epic Game Store because he just didn't want to have two different libraries. And I'm like, what? Why? And then I asked him this. I said, do you own a console? Yeah, I got all of them. Well, then you have like 4 different libraries. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the difference is you don't have to buy costly, hardware to get that game. You just download it. And I want to remind people that on PC, unlike what a lot of these frauds say, a lot of these guys call us console dudes or peasants or whatever. We are console dudes for the most part. Like I am. Colt is. Like we play on console 99% of the time. But the rigs that like my rig is better than 99.5% of people's in the world. Threadripper 2080, like 32 gigs of RAM. Colt's got a great rig. We got better computers than most of these people, but we choose to play somewhere else, and they can't wrap their heads around this. But they also can't wrap their head around the fact that we've had Battle.net, we've got GOG, we've got Steam, we got Origins, we got Uplay, we've got Epic Game Store, we got Windows Store now. 7 different places right off the top of my head. Ultimate freedom.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't play on PC very much, but I have plenty of experience, and I know. I said this in my video that no one watched, but
hey, buddy,
I own like I'd say about 75 games on PC that I bought over a 2-year period, just before the X came out, and I have almost every one of my games I have manually linked into Steam that aren't Steam games. So when I open up Steam, my entire library on PC is there, except for the Windows Store games like Forza 6 or Forza Apex, Forza 7, Shadow, a bunch of games that are only on the Windows Store. Like they made it really difficult. You have to get a third-party program to get Steam to link them in there because the way that Microsoft protects them. Yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm trying. I kind of went around the way to say this, that you can just link all of your games, even if it's an Epic game. I'm pretty sure you can into Steam and launch it there, and you don't have to
either way.
Open up a separate launch.
Kid Smooth says save all your games to your desktop. That's another way, right?
Yeah, okay. But no, if you're on PC, you have 200, 500 games, and you have like 30 games that you're playing all the time. You don't want those on your desktop.
Okay, I understand, but like at the end of the day, if there are serious security risks, I can understand being upset if there is, but I have no idea if there is.
I feel like a lot of those guys realize they're being petty bitches about it, and then they're like, "What? I heard about some spyware. What?" And then they jumped on that and used that as the issue. Sir X-Man says that Sir X-Man says they should have Pie and Blue as a character. I'm guessing you're talking about Sea of Thieves. That's a little older. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother.
I'm gonna say this about the whole situation. This is what PC gamers are getting angry at. When Origin started, people were pissed off, right? The reason why they were pissed off because there wasn't that many games on Origin to merit them to go there. When Battle.net started, it was the same thing, and then they got WoW and all these other games, so people accepted it because hey, there's quality games there that we want to play, so that's okay. Epic Game Store has a couple games, like maybe Fortnite, and then pretty much that's it, right? They don't have that many games on there. So they're getting those games,
great exclusives.
But it's not about that. That's why people hate Microsoft Store because there's not that many great games on there right now.
For instance, Zucker, we got a guy in the chat, Felipe Perez. He's saying that there are security risks, and that's why he won't use Epic Store.
Do you use Sony?
What are those?
Do you use Sony's network?
Do you have a PlayStation Network account? Because you better get the fuck off there.
Yeah, you better get it. Hurry.
People are on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh, Epic Store, they're using spyware." I'm like, man, spyware is all up in down the front of your pants. If you're on the internet, like,
dude,
I mean,
they're doing tests now.
Epic, but
they're doing tests now where people are actually saying different words
Yep.
With their phone, just sitting idle. They're not even on a phone call. And then they go to their Facebook. And if they say Ottoman, they're starting to see Ottomans on their Facebook to buy.
I know.
That's why I bought 6 Ottomans.
Anybody have an Alexa?
I don't even know what an
fuck
Ottoman
off.
is. You're right, dealer. They heard the possible spyware and security risks, and they're latching onto it because they couldn't tell you the one
a little bit more about like I'm doing it for the right reasons when really they just don't want to use that launcher.
Now, I want to say this because we talked a bunch of smack for a minute there, but I understand that there's almost no features. That sucks. I understand it's new and they don't have a lot of games. That sucks. I understand the whole thing is kind of undercooked because it's new. But the developers and the publishers are really happy with what Epic is doing for them, allowing them to get more money for their games. That in turn will give them more revenue to build you a better game. But instead, we got people on their sites and on their tweets saying, "I'm going to get that game on Pirate Bay."
Let me help that guy. Let me help that guy with the security issue. 2011, almost 2012, Steam was hacked, and the founder himself, Gabe Newell, said that you better check out your credit cards. And that's what happened when they added the phone security and all that stuff. Everybody's been hacked. And the only one I really don't know that's had a major breach has actually been Microsoft. They haven't had
some of the biggest companies in the world get hacked. So, I mean, for you to cry about the potential there, like, I can't really feel bad for you. I mean, look, if you don't want your credit card on different, things like this, then don't put it out there. It's that simple.
Hacks.
Use something else. Buy one of those throwaway credit cards, that you can buy.
Well, just buy it. Buy a card. Like I'm sure they'll have Epic Game cards soon if they don't already. But hey, Punkish Gaming says PC people cry me a fucking river. Great show, dealer. Thank you so much. Great show panel. And we got to give a shout out to almost 600 people watching this live, guys. Hit that like button. Let's try to get to 300 friendly in the show. And of course, 1,000 after the fact. And just to kind of top up this PC bullshit, because So wait a minute. So now that I've heard all this stuff though about the security issue, you know what? You're all crybabies, okay? Get over it. It's just another launcher. Deal with it. Yeah, it is what it is. A former Valve employee, and this is someone who worked for Steam, said that Steam was killing PC gaming. Epic Game Store is saving it. What? And you got to remember that this isn't just more competition. A lot of these guys want a monopoly. I just want Steam. No, you don't.
I just want a console-like experience.
You don't want just Steam. And two, this is good for developers. Instead of Steam taking 30%, Epic's doing it for less. It'll force Steam to eventually give developers more. That's a good thing, right? So, for now, hey, if you don't like that, then don't buy the game in the Epic Store. Wait for the year exclusivity or whatever. I think it's Metro, Borderlands 3, Outer Worlds. How many other games are doing the Epic Store exclusivity right now that people are mad about? Is that it? I mean, it don't take much. It don't take much for these whiny bitches to make videos about this and cry.
I think more is to come. To be honest with you,
yes, and they're teasing like Red Dead Redemption 2 might be an Epic Store exclusive.
I think you've got Outer Worlds by Obsidian. You've got Metro Exodus. You got Borderlands 3. Yeah, I mean they've got some good games on there.
They basically are helping developers make games and cut into their margin so well. Like if you use the Unreal Engine, which Epic created, which is one of the best engines to make a video game on, you literally get that licensing fee wiped off if you put it on the Epic Store. 5% gone, 5% gone. Like you don't have to worry about that. And then
is that a licensing fee per like unit sold?
Yeah. So
too?
if somebody uses a game to basically like, hey, 5% of this is for the Unreal Engine. That if you use our engine, this is how much you have to pay. If you put it on the Epic Store, you don't got to pay the 5% licensing.
So let's say now you know why the game makes $1 million. They save 50,000 right there.
And now you know why 2K and Gearbox wanted to go with Epic, because that's what Unreal Engine built. Borderlands 3, right? So like they're looking at it like, wow, this game's gonna be really popular. We can make more money per game on it. Like, why wouldn't you? That's why Randy Pitcher is saying, I'd really honestly like to know why you guys are in outrage.
Also, is this
18 to 20%? 18 to 20% they'll save if they put it on there, because they get 12% of the cut instead of 30. So then minus the 5% and then the 12%. They're literally saving that much.
I'll say this: the developers, of course, they're making more money, but this is also good for gamers, because they're selling a ton more copies at the Epic Store than they would have sold anywhere else, and their games are getting a lot of attention and free press. So I think it's good all around. I understand the PC guys being a little bit upset, but what are you going to do? You're going to wait a year, or are you going to just play the damn game?
Why promote a monopoly in Steam? Why not want healthy competition? I don't understand that, because at the end of the day, and Steam has done this, there's games that Steam removes from their store, okay? Why not have competition to where they can have those games that Steam may remove that you may like?
Fonz, don't you see the same thing with diehard PlayStation fanboys that want Xbox to die out, so PlayStation can be at the top of the heap forever and not? And it's the same problem. Like if Microsoft closed the Xbox doors, which they're going the total opposite way, they're calling everything they make an Xbox game.
Yeah,
no matter what it's on.
And about the security issues, if they can, buy cards and stuff and not have to put their credit card on the store, then do it. I mean,
they're not complaining about security issues. What they're complaining about is that a Chinese company that has strong ties with Chinese government owns 40% of the company, and that they can basically look at anyone's data that is using the store. And so people are freaking terrified of that, and that's why they're
Facebook, Google. They're doing the same thing. They're looking at everything you do. I mean, we're constantly watched on the internet, man. If you're online, they're watching you. Who cares? Like,
you better delete that history, T-Batch.
If that's really scaring these people, they better leave the internet completely.
Turn off your cell phones, because they know everywhere you go. They know every site.
Smash some shits on the ground.
Have you not noticed? You go on your phone, you search up furniture, you go home to your computer, and there's like fucking furniture ads popping up there. How do you think they got that information?
He's got goat ads all over his phone. No, but it is a problem. I just don't think it's that serious. I think it's really sad that they're harassing these developers and the publishers, especially when it's mostly on the publisher who has made this decision. So
hey, Lucius is right, Colt. We should
move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah, because Lucius, I want you to know that I've got your best interest in mind, sir. So we're gonna go ahead and move. Actually, we do have an RDX question relating to this whole issue. JMO Money says, "Is this podcast an Epic Store exclusive?" Not yet. Not until I get that 10%. So, hey, once again, thanks for your silly question there, JMO. Call of Duty 2019, real quick, and shout out to over 600 people watching this live, guys. Hit that like button. We do appreciate it. Hey, it's apparently the most ambitious game Infinity Ward has ever worked on. It's going to have fish that move like real fish. And also, what could it be, Zauker?
I don't know.
Will it have a story? Will it have a campaign?
I mean, they've kind of confirmed that it's going to have a campaign, which, again, like I actually played the Call of Duty campaigns. I enjoyed them here and there. My favorite one was the World War II one. So I hope they bring those back, and I really do hope they kind of make it co-op, to be honest. I wouldn't mind playing through a lot of co-op things with friends. That's what I don't get Call of Duty to sit there and play by myself against 14-year-olds that freaking just teabag every time. I want to play with like friends and do a bunch of stuff. I hope they do like kind of like horde mode again. Obviously, I mean, I hope they do that, or zombies or whatever. Me and Dealer played that, had fun. Watched this guy do some crazy puzzle against the wall for like 30 minutes. We were like, what the fuck's happening? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they're just hyping it up because I think Blackout sold, but I think, or Call of Duty sold, but I think Blackout's dying.
Yeah.
And so I
Really?
think they're trying to. I mean, a lot of people aren't. Dude, Apex murdered it. Like literally, just freaking double tap back of the fucking head. So I think they're trying to hype it up a little bit. I think they have an event.
Tucker.
Don't they have an event coming? Like, don't they have like a Call of Duty event? Like usually, like around this time.
I don't know. It's not 2011. I'm kind of out.
You know, all of us can sit here and say kill off Call of Duty and all this kind of stuff, but it's still one of the biggest selling franchises when it comes out, and unfortunately, it is. I don't know if the landscape is changing since Battle Royale seemed to be the new thing, and you know, Fortnite and Apex are really changing that landscape. Who knows how well this will turn out for Call of Duty?
It's tough because the people who were on with Modern Warfare, like when they were 15, now they are much older. You know, now they're 25 and they're moving on.
Well,
I'm surprised it's gone this far.
They don't have a lot of competition. I mean, there's no Battlefield or Battlefront coming out. There's nothing been shown that hinting that.
No, the Battlefield remaster this year.
I mean, a remaster's cool, but again, they're probably going to sell it cheaper, and it's not.
You know what? The remaster, if it is what we're told it is, that's going to be bigger than the last several Battlefields combined for me.
I will agree.
And we can't say what it is, but we've been told what it is, and it's fucking good shit. So hopefully,
but
it's
I'm
updated
scared.
with new mechanics. You're going to be able to spawn on the battlefield for the first time this whole generation almost, and actually see vehicles and tanks and choppers in front of you again. It's going to be Battlefield again, people.
And that beautiful Frostbite engine.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, hey, Frostbite works for that game.
It does.
It does. For other games.
Nope.
Yeah,
it's not built
gonna be great.
It's not built for RPGs. The guy that made Frostbite engine made it during Bad Company 1, the first one. He made it as they were making the game, and he made it for Battlefield specifically, like first-person shooter warfare, not for big world RPGs. It's not what he made it for.
It's amazing for Anthem. Amazing.
Hey, big shout out to FC Violent. What's going on, brother? Check him out. I stumbled upon one of those videos. Good video, man. We've got to move on to this big fucking E3 leak that apparently, once again, we're not saying it's real. We're not saying anything about it. We're going to read it to you. And Colt's actually going to lead on this, but it's been translated, and this person, who knows who it is or whatever, I'm sure it'll say, has basically revealed the whole lineup for E3 from Microsoft. But, will it be accurate? Will it be true? We'd like your opinions on that in the chat, because we're like, some of this stuff can happen, maybe not. So go ahead, Colton, and kind of give us a scoop on this, and you can read into this.
Console exclusive. The show will start with a Master Chief Collection trailer for PC Edition, followed by a new Halo Infinite trailer with a gameplay showing a 2020 release date on the Scarlett. Up next will be Gears 5 gameplay with a holiday 2019 release. This will continue with gameplay of Gears Tactics.
You're ruining it, Colt. How about you put the
Didn't that
mic
make it better?
Get the mic up to your face and do it like the guy at E3.
Okay. New gameplay of Battletoads and Ori and Will of the Wisps. New expansions for Sea of Thieves.
Hell yeah!
A new mech game by Pyrabates.
So a new mech game. Let's just say that in a normal voice so people can understand.
Yeah, a new mech game by Piranha Bytes.
Oh, it sounded like you said by Tyra Banks. I was like, what?
So basically, that Piranha Studios are the guys who make like Mech Warrior and stuff, and we know that they've met with Microsoft.
Okay. There'll be a new studio acquisition that could be tied in there with Piranha Bytes. I want to say Tyra Banks because of fonts.
Piranha Fish Bites. Go ahead.
Rihanna Fish Sticks. World premiere of a Dino Crisis reboot. I don't know. Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Now, hang on. Dino Crisis. It's been a while, but imagine it. Fully just state-of-the-art visuals, physics, and fucking dinosaurs trying to murder you with realistic gunplay. Like, that's that dinosaur mode in Battlefield that we never got.
Yeah,
and that we didn't ask for.
We did ask for it, fuckface. We did.
Fucking down. Hey, if we can have robot fucking dinosaurs, let's have some real dinosaurs. I don't want to hear it.
I want that dinosaur mode in Battlefield. I don't give a fuck.
I don't. But
you don't even play Battlefield, Fraud.
Yeah, no.
So Dino Crisis. I don't know about the name, but they can revamp it. They can start from scratch, right? Keep going.
A new Splinter Cell game.
Oh, geez, that's been talked about for years.
That's real. We know that game's real, though. We do.
Yeah,
but apparently it's been put on hold, and I don't know what's going on with it.
Matter of fact, that game, we've heard that it was like basically done.
Yeah.
Playground will show a tease of the new Fable game. Ninja Theory will show their new IP called Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge.
It's going to be a monthly episodic game.
It doesn't say that, does it?
No, it doesn't say that. He's
Jesus
fucking trolling.
Christ.
I'd love to hear what Red
All right,
Diaphragm.
maybe someone else should read this.
Yeah,
huh?
somebody else should read
What
this.
did you say, Fonz?
Oh, I'd love to hear what Red Diaphragm has to say about that game.
Oh my gosh! Oh my!
I want
gosh.
Dream Daddy too.
Okay, next. Rare will show a new IP for the next gen systems. And then a next generation console will be revealed, followed with new functions for Xbox Live Service and more xCloud information.
Huh.
So that's the list. Yeah, take it all with a grain of
A big ass
big
football
salt.
size grain of salt.
You know what? It sounds decent to me if that was true.
Yeah, it's a wish list. I think. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's decent.
I
Not
mean, it
perfect.
sounds like a wish list, but I'm just waiting for Walmart Canada to fucking leak something, and then we're gonna be happy, right?
Well, they
All right.
did say that they'd be showing off, talking about the hardware as well, like the next Xbox and stuff,
Oh,
right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Which we know they're going to be talking. They mentioned it this past E3. They're going to talk about it some more.
Did that list mention
Fuck
anything
that.
about xCloud? Did it mention?
Yeah,
that?
right at the end. Yeah, it said more Xbox Live services and more information about xCloud.
And Phil Spencer, when addressing Google, I did a video on this. They were impressed by Stadia and they're leveraging YouTube, blah blah blah. But they were not surprised by anything that Stadia revealed. And they said that a big competitor showed their stuff, and we're going to go big at E3 in just a few months. And that's from Phil Spencer. He's very confident.
It actually doesn't say this on the leak, but I'm pretty sure that Phil Spencer will be wearing a T-shirt and a suit jacket and jeans. So,
Oh,
There's
yeah.
that.
And maybe some Chucks.
But will he be doing fast clothes changing like he did a couple of E3s ago?
Oh, he pulled the Barbara Streisand. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. And it was
I'm
great.
wondering why the Batman game's not on that list. I'm very irritated by it.
well, it doesn't. There's hardly any third-party stuff in there, isn't there?
No, I know it's mainly first party. A lot of people are like, "Where's the Batman game? Where's this?" This E3 is going to be unique, everybody. It's going to be a little crazy because obviously Sony's not going to be there. E3 or EA's not going to have EA's not going to have a presence like a big conference, but they'll be at the conference, just not doing a big freaking press release thing. There's the asshole trying to get in my house again. But yeah, So I don't know. Cyberpunk CD Projekt Red talked about E3, saying it's going to be the company's biggest, most important E3 they've ever had. So I think Xbox is going to be showered with basically third party trying to
R.
get
Kelly's
on.
going to be there.
R. Kelly, drip, drip, drip.
Mhm.
That's what it's going to be about. I don't know. I wonder how much time or how long it's going to be. But damn, dude,
I'm
I'm
psyched
excited.
for this Batman game, Zucker.
Fuck, bro.
Zucker, if that guy keeps trying to get in, just throw your PlayStation at him. You don't even use it anyway.
That thing's got some sharp edges on it. Yeah,
Yeah, I might, but it's the
it'll do the
Spider-Man
trick.
one.
It'll do the trick. So yeah, we definitely going to be hearing from CD Projekt. We know that for sure. They basically confirmed that. Batman will be revealed. I think Arkham Origins was revealed via a Game Informer cover, and this is the same studio with a different leader, right? Keep in mind, Odyssey was the same studio, or a lot of the same studio behind some of the worst Assassin's Creed games, but it's the best one because they got a new leader. So it's all about the guy telling, hey, this is what we're doing when you do this, blah, blah, blah. And apparently, Batman's got a new creative director with the Arkham Origins team. So I'm really, really psyched. It's been a while since we had one of those. Looking forward to it. Also, Halo Infinite, rumored to have the biggest production budget in history. I'm not buying it because I don't even believe the Red Dead production budget is as big as some people are saying. Some people are saying Red Dead cost $500 million to make. And they're saying Halo Infinite could be over $500 million, not buying it for a split fucking second.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
Actually.
You think so?
I think where this rumor probably came from is I think maybe 343 was allotted $500 million for a certain amount of time. Maybe they were allotted a $500 million budget to work with for the next 10 years. And that's that seems like something that, like, where did someone come up with this number? They just pull this number out of a hat and it becomes like
That's
a
what
rumor.
Cole just did.
Yeah.
You know what cost $500 million to make, and it was basically after 10 years of building a foundation. These next two Avenger movies, Infinity War and Endgame, have cost $500 million. And it's because they know it's going to make, Avengers Endgame, just the box office made $2 billion. Is going to kill it in Blu-rays. and all those sales and digital sales, and then now Endgame is already selling out. They don't give $500 million.
You meant Infinity War, the first one, right?
Infinity War. Sorry, yeah, sorry. So yeah, they don't give $500 million for a game.
Now we know game engines are expensive, right? Game engines are expensive, and they did make slip
How much
space.
is that slip space?
You got to understand that Grand Theft Auto 5, which is still a bigger game than Red Dead, right?
Yep.
It took $260 million. And a lot of that money was for licensing music and stuff as well. Like that's why they don't have real cars in the game. They'd have to license them, and that's some of the most expensive stuff in games. So I don't think Red Dead even costs that much to make. I really don't. Maybe what the fuck was that?
That
Did you
guy
guys
got
hear
in.
that? He got in my
He got
house.
in.
Oh my god!
No.
See, I don't think it even costs as much as Red Dead. I don't think Red Dead is going to cost any more than GTA 5 and Halo. I think they've taken a lot of time in pre-production figuring out how they're going to build it, what direction they're going to go, what mechanics they're going to give it. It's going to be a complete kind of reboot of Halo, and that's a great thing. I think the idea is what's taken the longest with Halo Infinite, and now they're rebuilding it.
I don't know if you should say that because that pisses people off. I say that in some comment sections that I hope that they reboot Halo and they get mad.
Well, they've already said it's basically a spiritual reboot of Halo.
I said something the other day. I made a statement about it on Twitter, kind of like what you just said, Fonz, and people are pretty happy with it. So
yeah, there's a lot of people that they're like, no, what about the lore? We're not talking about the lore. Okay, we're talking about. I just want to see new mechanics. I want to see a bigger open world. I just want to see more from the world of Halo. That's what I want to see.
Especially playing Halo 2. Like holy shit! Like give us this. Like hey, I don't think people remember how strong Halo 2 is. How strongly it opens. The blur cinematic put it up over the head. Just go play Halo 2 again with the blur cinematic. Man.
We just played Halo 1, Dealer and I did like 2 weeks ago, and the first quarter of Halo 1's really dry. It's really boring, really. Well, it was awesome at the time.
How dare you?
Yeah, no,
it was.
Halo was an amazing experience when you first experience it.
Yes, when you first.
But Halo 2 is the best Halo game in my opinion, hands down.
The story's good. It starts off strong. It looks great. The blur cinematics elevate it. If you haven't played Halo 2 in the Master Chief Collection, especially in the X, like please do yourself a favor and just immerse yourself.
I'm gonna say about the slip space engine. People everybody's like, oh, that's what costs the money. That's not just a budget for Halo. That's a budget for all first party games. Yeah. They're making that engine kind of like what that company that's doing the engine for Sony that Death Stranding's using. I forgot the Guerrilla Games, I think. They took their engine and then they were like, oh wow, working together. That's the whole point of the slip space engine. It's not
they'll use it for multiple projects,
Halo, right? For multiple projects, yeah. And then for years on end, they'll use it. That's the whole point. That's not just a budget for Halo. So I don't really count that in if it is $500 million.
Yeah. The one thing I'm interested in feeling though is this new engine. I want to know if the gunplay is going to be the same. Are we going to have that same feel?
We do know it's 60.
If it's going to be drastically changed, you know what I'm saying? Because they're using a brand new engine. I have to feel it.
I think it should be rebooted completely. Let's just be honest, man. Like
no, but the gunplay is great. The tried and true.
Yeah, but that's the base mechanic of the game. I don't think they would really change the feel of that. But it's been on a decline. Let's just be honest.
No, mechanics need to be changed. I agree.
Like it's just like how many times, like as great as the game is, how many times can you play the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to be very specific when you say decline because money-wise, Halo 5 fucking destroyed. Halo 5 is just it's a mid-80 Metacritic, but Halo 5 is just 4 years old now, and it's time for another one here soon. And they got to update their mechanics and #kill lock, and then move on forward from that. And just kind of revamp the story, bring in the Flood, bring in Atriox. Like Halo Wars 2 had one of the better stories of any Halo game I played.
Yes.
So,
I'm surprised that Halo 5 got a mid-80 score. Damn, that story was trash to me.
The story wasn't great, but the multiplayer was beast. That's why a lot of people really liked it. So,
true.
Hey, we got to move forward to GameStop, talking about next-gen console reveals. And once more, we got to give a shout-out to the fucking fantastic chat. We got the best chat in the universe, and almost 650 people watching us live, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get past 300 for the end of the show. We can do it. And, of course, 1,000 if you're watching after the fact. But yeah, GameStop talking about next gen consoles, Xbox 2, PS5, Xbox 2. Hey, we call it that because it's the easiest to find information about. Okay, just let you guys know a little secret. So they're talking about consoles to be revealed this year, and this is GameStop saying this. Keep in mind, these motherfuckers are losing $700 million a year over the past couple of years, right? And they're talking to their investors, and they want these guys to hold on because GameStop make a lot of money from these console sales. So they want these things to come out as soon as possible to give them a massive resuscitation here. But they're saying that these things will be revealed this year. This is according to GameStop. And of course, will we be seeing these things, both of these things revealed like in their physical forms, or will we hear about the specs?
Yeah.
Do you think, D-Bash, that we're going to see the next Xbox physically there at E3 2018 or 2019 rather? And if that is the case, why would they do it now instead of waiting until next year if it's coming out next year? What wouldn't they just release them this year?
Well, they want to build up the hype towards it, right? And I think closer to summer, AMD is pretty much going to release their information on Navi, so there might be some hype around the Navi stuff. And if the next generation consoles are revealed to have it, then of course it's going to hype up the console base. I'm pretty confident that Microsoft is going to show off the next generation Xbox at E3. I think I'm not 100% sure if we're going to see the console physically. We might see a render of it. I think we're going to get some specs, and I think later on in the year, Sony's going to hold their own, special event. And I think at that point in time, I think they will actually show their console and probably let us know about the specs.
I want to say something. I want to give it to Fonz. The reason that they would actually maybe do this is because Microsoft are not approaching console releases like they used to, right? With the Xbox One, they sent down an invitation to press in early 2013. They revealed it to them. Then we saw some stuff at E3, and then it released later that year. With the Xbox One X, they showed it to us a year ahead. And they said, hey, next year, this thing's going to come out. We're going to show it to you again at E3 the next year of 2017. You're going to see it at E3 2017. They actually announced it in 16. With this one, they may do the same thing because Xbox One S is still going to work. They're just looking at kind of like phones, right? So they might reveal this thing and say, hey, look, we got a massive fucking monster coming next year. Here's what it can do. Here's the specs. And they know PS5's on the horizon. They can take the sales out of, they can take the sales out of the wind. They can take the wind out of the sales of the PlayStation.
Play more Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, they can take the wind out of the sales of the PlayStation before it's even announced and revealed the specs from Sony. And, people's like, why am I worried about the PS5? The Xbox already confirmed to have more power, just like the X. Even Mark Cerny during the Pro reveal was like, I don't really want to be up here. Here's some checkerboarding.
And there's no, who draws their pistol first. It's not like Microsoft will announce possible specs at E3, and then Sony's like, quick, make it more powerful. It's already a done deal. Same thing happened with the Neo and the Scorpio.
Fonz, what are you going to say?
Yeah, I think that, they're definitely going to talk about it, and they will show games that are utilizing the Anaconda specs. But when it comes to actually showing the console, I don't think they will. Not this early, not in June.
I agree with Fonz.
They didn't with the X in 16. So
okay, but I do see PlayStation doing it later on in the year, revealing it, because I think they're going to have an early 2020 release for sure.
You spring 2020?
Yeah, and then we'll get a 2020 end of 2020 for Anaconda release. So next year they'll reveal it, and probably.
So are you saying that they're going to release, because they still have 3 games they need to bring out for the PlayStation? Are you saying they're going to release them in the next year?
I think it's going to be playable on the PS4, but it'll also be playable on the PS5. I think those
cross-gen, yeah.
It will just be cross-gen, yeah. I think they really are going to put out their PlayStation 5 in spring, by March.
They kind of have to. They kind of put themselves in a situation where they kind of have the timing of this buffer zone of their next big set of games, yeah.
So is their PSX or whatever event they do towards the fall, that's going to be their big thing where they show that and show games? Because the whole point of this, to me, of this E3 is to kind of show what's coming in the next year and a half, and then release the new system. But next year they're going to show a bunch of games that run on the new system. So Sony's not going to even have that time to show new games that run on the system if they come out in spring.
I say they're going to show some games that run on it, and they're also going to tell you that that The Last of Us 2 will be released this fall as well. It'll be their big shocker, but most of us kind of.
If we go off the internet in the last few days, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that leaked picture of the PlayStation 5 dev kit. So Apparently,
we don't.
I
know.
I really
don't know
don't
the validity of all that. So
I
Yeah,
really don't think Naughty Dog is going to release their game at the end of this year
Oh,
because
they-
they've hinted like the game will show it and will bring it out when it's ready.
I
Like they've
think- I
told
think-
multiple people that. Like at that, you don't say that if it's close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like,
think
to
it's
me.
this year, dude. I think it's this year because
you remember?
the game's going to sell regardless. If they tell you, "Oh, it's out tomorrow," it's going to sell like.
Yep.
You know.
Do you remember Sony saying, "Hey, we're Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon until 2021"?
Yep.
Now they were talking to their investors and really thinking about this more. I used to think, okay, what the fuck? Like if I'm releasing a next gen console, I'm definitely not crouching. So why would I be crouching until 2021 if I'm releasing? You know what I'm saying? Like that means I'm releasing a console in 2021 because I'm up, I'm standing tall, I'm jumping through the air, slow motion, right?
You know, if you would have
But they're
told me,
talking about, hang on a second, Fonz. They're talking about they're talking to their investors, meaning, hey, we're crouching, meaning we're not really making a whole ton of money until 2021. Consoles don't really make them a bunch of money because they put all that money in, they release it for as cheap as possible to get as many out there so you can buy the games, which make them all the money.
They got to recover
So-
R&D.
Yeah.
So that's why they're talking to their investors saying we're crouching till 2021 because they probably won't have any massive set of games until 2021 again after their ones they've already shown 4 years ago. So PS5 will be out at least by 2020. AMD have already said, hey, our APU segment's going to be pretty much dead until 2020. That's their way of saying we're selling a lot of APUs in 2020 to Microsoft and Sony. And Sony said we're kind of crouching till 2021. I'm guessing they're talking about software because that's what makes them most of their money. And yeah, either way, you're looking at 2020. They're going to be out by 2020. Like that. This is pretty much the last year of these consoles, right?
Mhm.
So that, I mean, it is what it is. Like it's exciting, but also keep in mind that you can still use all the stuff you have today. People are freaking out about their controllers, their headset. No, all this stuff will work on Xbox.
Yep.
Like Phil's been very clear and transparent. Like we want all this stuff to continue to work, including your games, your OGE 360 X1 games. All that stuff will come forward. Like it's great. It's good stuff. You know, if you don't have the money, you don't want to.
Actually building a digital library on Xbox actually counts for something. For Sony, for them to say like, oh, they patent the backwards compatibility. I hope it is backwards compatibility because that is a big selling point, and I want to build like a kind of like a library for Sony. Yeah, I want that shit to work, and I don't want to have 17 boxes stacked on top of each other for me to use it. Like I'm sorry, and I don't want to buy a mini one. So I just that's just what it is.
but if you're an Xbox One X owner, you can actually hang on to that thing a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be able to play all these games and stuff regardless.
Yeah. But then you'll see the CPU and everything else on the other one, and you're going to shit yourself,
Of
and
course.
then you're going to be fine.
A Atrocity in the super chat says RDX should host an Xbox tournament. I don't know what that means, buddy, but thank you so much. Maybe you guys have an idea of what he's talking about.
Well,
I'll go fight night, and I got a Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, it's where they're going to put a bunch of the Xbots in a ring and let them duke it out, and you're going to host it, dealer.
Hell yeah. Also, and once more, guys, if you're checking us out, hit that like button. We're almost to our goal. We do appreciate it. Rage 2
4 more
footage
likes.
hit. Rage 2 footage hit today. Again, I think it's the beginning of the campaign, and that game keeps looking better and better, man. Like it's 60 FPS on Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. They kept it at 1080p for the same reasons they kept Gears 4 at 1080p in the 60 mode, just to keep the frames up and consistent, right? But Rage 2, did you guys watch this footage today? Like I'm impressed.
Yeah,
so clean.
You know what? I got to ask though.
In the background, it's so clean.
Am I the only one? Am I the only one on this panel that was hyped from Jump? Like it looked good to me.
Right here.
Yeah, it looked good to me from, like the first real footage we saw. I was like hyped on it. And then when I told you, dealer, I was like, hey, I'm going to buy it. And you're like, oh, cool. I didn't know you were into that or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it looks fucking fun, man.
Yep.
Like,
The last few times I've seen it, it looks, because the earlier stuff I saw, like I was like, I'm not sure. And I'm still not sure on what I saw. But the stuff they've shown recently, like the driving is right out of Arkham Knight, right? They got the boost left, right, all that stuff. So,
well, it looks like it's out of Mad Max, man. Like because it's the same.
Well, yeah,
it's got the side boost. Like you hit A, and the car is boosting left, right, just like the Batmobile, like all that stuff. So,
okay.
not this Alker would know because you fucking haven't played the game, huh, bitch? Yeah.
Ooh.
Gamebred says maybe an RDX podcast at the Xbox E3 is well, no, we're not going to do it live during the E3 because I mean, we could take advantage of that and draw on as many viewers as possible and blah, blah, blah. But that's, we want to enjoy that and kind of get our thoughts going. And we'll be live right after E3 to talk about. Last year during E3, we had about almost 2,000 people in the live chat. Chat was flying. We couldn't read shit, So, we're going to definitely be giving our thoughts right after E3. And we don't care who else is live. Like we got our own time and our own lives, and that's what we're doing. And if you guys want to join us, that'd be fucking awesome. So.
But back to Rage 2, the guns, every gun just seems so cool. Like they have unique guns, like the ones that we saw today, right? Where he shoot and then launches them in the air. Like that's just so cool. I just enjoy. I want to do that to cars. Why didn't they do it to cars? Like shoot, launch the car across the map or something. Like it's just creative. It's just a game that you go into, kill some people. It's like Doom open world, and you just fuck around. But it's just so high quality.
Shout out to Fraud out there in the chat.
I'd love to launch Randall Thor into the air and shoot him twice.
What the heck?
That was rude.
No, I love Rand. Rand's awesome.
We love Rand.
He's
Rand's
amazing.
the best.
Well, hey, we got the best chat in the universe. Shout out to Rand. We got to get out of here. That's about our time. It's about an hour and a half. So we do appreciate you guys joining us. Hit that like button as we get into some outros. You guys are fucking fantastic. Also, once again, just released my first patron exclusive video. It's live on the site now. So if you're a patron, check it out. I can kind of be a little more off the cuff, a little more raw in those videos. So, YouTube's always constantly trying to fuck everybody that says any bad words. But on the podcast, I just say whatever, it is what it is. Demonetized or not, you know me. So once again, that is on the link down below, the Patreon link. If you're not a patron, $1 a month. You can support content you like and get content you want, and we can both benefit. That'd be great. Also, shout out to Colt Eastwood, his last video. If you haven't checked that out, go check out Colt's last video. A lot of people don't check it out. It's a good video. It might not be on the topic you like, but if you want to support Colt Eastwood, check his video out. And we're going to start
It's
with
half about the consoles too. Like people probably didn't get that from the. It's about how this Epic Game Store thing sort of is kind of like a console-like experience.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do my outro?
Yeah. Well, what have you been playing? Where can people find you, bud?
I wanted to. Santito in the chat is. He was talking about story in games, and I said Borderlands 1 is fun. He said it's not fun unless you have story in games, and I said Borderlands 1 is fun with or without the story, because you and I are playing it in a party, right, dealer? We're like level 37, 38 or something. We've just finished the main campaign. We're in the middle of the first DLC, and we're just talking. We're not even paying attention. Do you know what's going on in the story, dealer?
We are talking to Dr. Ned.
And Claptrap.
I mean, is like one game. Like, there's so many games. Like, story is awesome. It's not.
It's fun. I mean, and it looks so good. I think it scales as high as 4K and 60 FPS. Like, it looks something about 4K and 60 FPS that makes a game just fucking.
Yeah, the shooting's phenomenal. The loot is incredible. The guns are awesome. Like, it's just a fun game with or without the story. Like, you pretty much ignore it. I heard the story a long time ago. I played it like 90 times. So
what have you been playing, and where can people find you, Cole?
I've been playing Borderlands 1. I just finished Far Cry New Dawn and Devil May Cry 5, and waiting for Days Gone in about 2 weeks. Super good. Yeah.
Fonzarelli, bud, what have you been playing? Where can people find you?
Still getting my ass kicked with Sekiro. It's still beating my ass. So shout out to Kid Smooth. I feel your pain, but at the same time, I'm not going nuts, breaking controllers or headsets. I'm doing just fine.
Kid's a showman. All right.
He's a showman. All right. I love watching his stuff. Anyways, you can find me at Jay Fonzarelli on YouTube and Twitter, and also catch me on Fight Culture Podcast as well on my you can find it under Fight Culture Podcast on YouTube. Every Sunday I do a mixed martial arts podcast.
With who?
With Jay Medina with the Real Meds. You may know
Medina.
Hell yeah.
Check us out there.
Yeah, we Fonz is really big into MMA. Used to have MMA podcast. We watch the fights together a lot of times, actually, in a party.
We watch them. Yeah.
So UFC stuff like that. If you're into that, that's Fonz got you covered there. D Batch, what have you been up to? What have you been playing? Where can people find you, bud?
I've been playing a lot of Devil May Cry. Hopefully, I finish it tonight. You can find me at Twitter at D_Batch, and of course on YouTube at DBatch.
Also, Zauker, what have you been playing? Where can people find you, bud?
I've been playing Halo 2, Apex, StarCraft 2. I'm going to get into Shadow of Mordor and Borderlands 1. I'm getting close to beating that also. A lot of games to play, and I'm waiting, just like Colt said, for Days Gone. You guys can find me at Zalker87 on Twitter, Zalker87 on YouTube. I'm itching close to 2,000 subs. I'm very excited. Thank you guys for all the support. This community's been fucking awesome, especially Dealer and Colt, and Rand's a little bitch, but he's there too.
Watch Docker's last video too. He talked about Epic Game Store, and he covered a bunch of stuff that I didn't even think of. So it's really good. Yeah.
Thank you, Colt. Thank you. Yeah, I had a video come out yesterday. Pretty good video. I hope I enjoyed making it. And thank you, everybody. And I'm on Twitch also, twitch.tv/Zalker87. There you go.
ABAC Anderson Silva fighting. Yeah, he did fight not too long ago. It wasn't really a fight though. Me and Fonz are kind of pissed at that one. He's kind of just walked in and let the guy, just kind of fucked off for the 15 minutes. It wasn't really a fight, but
he's past his prime.
Yeah, he's still a fucking monster though. Like that guy can still destroy. But hey, Rand's right. Zucker's a fraud. Also, I've been playing Halo 1, Halo 2, Borderlands 1. We're gonna go into Borderlands 2. What else? Rise of Nations. I've been playing a little bit of that, but the best RPG of all. RTS of all time. Witcher 3, I've been back in that as well.
Jeez.
No, Rise of Nations destroys StarCraft.
You gave up on Assassin's Creed Remastered after playing almost half of it.
Yeah, I got to Sequence 8, and I was just like, fuck me.
You're still beating me in achievements for the month. So
I'm not competing, but you are. And Witcher 3. If you have not started this game, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. If you didn't know what was going on the first 6 hours and you quit, delete your save and start over. Don't be in a party. Pay attention to the game. Read stuff. Learn what Geralt is, who he is, role play.
Read.
And you're going to get your fucking mind blown. And if you can read. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Pause when he's in the bathtub.
Yeah, it's so good. And I'm getting back into the side quests of Witcher 3. And I'm like, God, this is why it's the best RPG of all time. So, once more, shout out to Viking Norm, who won a copy of, I think he chose BioShock the Collection. I had Borderlands Game of the Year edition up there, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I guess he's got those. So reach out to me on Twitter, brother, for your copy of BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite Remastered 1080p 60. Some of the best games ever made as well. Thanks to everyone who's checking us out. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments when the video renders. Hit that like button. We're out.
I signed up twice.
I'm
E3 is going to be 17 hours.